Hello friends, our subject operating system has unit 3 process management for 10 marks. Today we will see part 3 of it. These are the course outcome and unit outcome of unit 3. And these are the contents of unit 3. In our previous two lectures, we have covered the topic processes, process scheduling and inter-process communication. In our today's lecture, we will cover the topic threads, benefit of threads, user and kernel threads, multi-threading models, many-to-one, one-to-one and many-to-many. Friends, are you remembering that a file has the program? Whatever the user will write as the instruction will be written into the file, and when that particular file will get executed, it will become the process. Now, one file may have one or more than one processes. Now, the thread. A thread called as the lightweight process. It is the basic unit of CPU utilization. A process may have a single thread of its execution or multiple threads of execution. A thread has a thread ID, a program counter, a register set, and stack. It shares with the other threads belonging to the same process its code section, data section, and other OS resources such as the open files and signals. A traditional or the heavyweight process has a single thread of control. If the process has multiple threads of control, it can do more than one task at a time. For example, as shown in this diagram, the first diagram shows that this is the single threaded process in which there is only a single thread of execution, and the thread has its own register set and stacks, and thread uses code, data and files. In the second diagram, there are multiple threads. This particular process has three threads of the execution. So we are saying it as a multi-threaded process. Now, each and every thread of this process has its own register set and stack. So this thread 1 has its own register set and stack. The second thread has its own register set and stack. And third thread has its own register set and stack. And you can see at the top there are code section, data section and number of files that are shared among these three threads. So all these three threads can use the code, data and the number of open files. So sharing can be done in the multiple threads of a single process. Many software packages that run on the modern desktop PC are multi-threaded. An application is implemented as the separate process with the several threads of control. For example, a web browser might have one thread to display the image or the text, while the another thread retrieves the data from the network. Another example is a word processor may have a thread for displaying the graphics and another thread for reading the keystroke from the user, and the third thread for performing the spelling and grammar checking in the background. So this is all about the thread. Now friends, we will see the benefits of the thread. First benefit is the responsiveness. An interactive application which is multi-threaded may allow a program to continue running even if the part of it is blocked or it is performing lengthy operation, and increases the responsiveness to the user. Second one is resource sharing. By default, the threads share the memory and resources of the process to which they belong. The benefit of the code sharing is that it allows an application to have several different threads of activity all within the same address space. Third, economy. Allocating the memory and resources for process creation is costly. Alternatively, the thread shares resources of the process to which they belong. It is more economical to create and control the threads. Next one is utilization of the multiprocessor architecture. The benefits of a multi-threading can be greatly increased in multiprocessor architecture, where each thread may be running in parallel on the different processor. In single processor architecture, the CPU generally move between each thread so quickly as to create an illusion of parallelism. But in reality, only one thread is being running at a time. But in case of multiprocessor architecture, each individual thread of the multi-threaded process will get executed parallelly. So these are the benefits that we have studied of the threads. Next, the types of threads. Basically, there are two types of thread, user thread and the kernel thread. We will see both of them in detail. First, we will see the user threads. User threads are supported above the kernel and are implemented by the thread library at the user level. The library provides the support for the thread creation, scheduling, and the management with no support from the kernel because the kernel is unaware of the user thread. All the thread creation and scheduling are done in user space without the kernel for intervention. Therefore, user threads are generally easy to create and manage as there is no involvement of kernel. But the drawback of the user thread is that if the kernel thread is single-threaded and then any user level thread performing blocking system call will cause the entire process to block. Even if the other threads are available, the execution of the other user thread cannot be completed. Next one, kernel threads. Kernel threads are supported by the operating system. The kernel performs thread creation, scheduling and management in the kernel space. As thread management is done by the operating system, kernel threads are generally slower to create and manage than the user threads. However, since the kernel is managing the thread, if the thread performs a blocking system call, the kernel can schedule the another thread in the application. So, the example for that are Windows NT 2000, Solaris and True 64 Unix. So, this is all about the user thread and the kernel thread. Let us see what are the various multi-threading models. Many systems provide support for the both user thread and the kernel threads and resulting in the different multi-threading models as follows like many to one and many to many. We will see all of them. First, many to one. The many to one model maps many user level thread to one kernel thread. The thread management is done in user space, so it is efficient, but the entire process will block if the thread makes blocking system call. Also, only one thread can access the kernel at a time. Multiple threads are unable to run in parallel on the multiprocessor system. As shown in diagram, there is only a single kernel thread and there are 4 user threads. All that 4 user thread will get executed with the kernel thread. If any one of these user thread has performed blocking system call, the kernel thread will get blocked. So even if the other user threads are available, the execution of that other thread cannot be performed as there is only a single kernel thread. For example, Solaris 2 Green library uses this model. Next model is one-to-one. One-to-one model maps each user thread to the kernel thread. It provides more concurrency than many-to-one model by allowing the another thread to run when a thread makes a blocking system call. It allows the multiple threads to run in parallel on the multiprocessor system. The drawback of this is creating a user thread requires corresponding kernel thread creation. And here is the burden of creation of the kernel thread. So as shown in the diagram, each and individual user thread requires the creation of the kernel thread. So all the user thread will get executed parallelly if we are executing that process on multiprocessor system. So the drawback of the many to one, that is the if user thread performs the blocking system call, the system will get blocked. That will get avoided in this, as if any user thread perform the blocking system call, another user thread execution will be continued as the kernel threads are available with them. So the example of this one-to-one model is Windows NT 2000 OS2. These two implements the one-to-one model. The next one is many-to-many model. It multiplexes the many user level threads to the smaller or equal number of kernel threads. These overcome the disadvantage of previous two models. The developers can create as many user threads as necessary, and corresponding kernel threads can run in parallel on the multiprocessor system. When a thread performs blocking system call, the kernel can schedule another thread to execute it. Now, as shown in the diagram, there are multiple kernel threads and multiple user threads. The user thread will get executed by selecting any one of the kernel thread. And once the new user thread will be created, it will be assigned to the available kernel thread and its execution will get performed. If any one of the user thread has performed the blocking system call, other kernel threads will be available for the execution of the user processes. Also, this particular model will not require each and every user thread to create a kernel thread. So, this particular many-to-many model overcomes the drawback of both the many-to-one model and one-to-one model. The example of this many-to-many model is Solaris 2 True 64 Unix. Both of these supports the many-to-many model. Thank you.